HTML looks like this. Here, the P stands for paragraph. We create this by using a less than sign, a letter, a word, or an abbreviated word, and then close off with an greater than sign. This makes something called as a tag or a HTML tag. All the HTML markup tags looks like this. The syntax is very simple, but the trick here is to know which tag to use when. There are actually two parts to it, the opening tag and then the closing tag. The P tag that we saw was an opening tag. The closing tag is similar but has a forward slash in it. Here's how it looks. A less than sign, a forward slash, a same letter as the opening tag like P, and then a greater than sign. To mark up a tag properly, we use both of these tags, the opening tag at the beginning and a closing tag at the end. Let's look at an example. Here, as you can see, the opening tag comes first. Then we have a word, a sentence, and then we have a closing tag. The entire thing together is called an HTML element. But what you should know is not all elements have closing tag. We will look into it later, but a lot of HTML elements do have an opening tag and a closing tag. Let's look at some other examples. Here you can see we have a paragraph in a P tag, a heading in a H1 tag, and an article in an article tag. We will be looking into a lot of elements like these, learning when to use what. Don't worry about that right now, we will learn everything soon. Each HTML element conveys purpose and meaning. Each of these tags have a special meaning about how we humans read content. HTML is a way to connect human language to a computer. Let's look at another example. Here we have a very short paragraph. Here you can also see that we have a text within this paragraph that is emphasized. This emphasized text is a separate element that's enclosed in the EM tag. We will learn more about the EM tag later. For now, we should just know that HTML tags can be nested. We will learn more about the EM tag later. For now, we should just know that HTML tags can be nested. Actually, the entire HTML is a bunch of tags nested inside one another. For example, you can imagine a family tree, like parents, children, and siblings. The browser pays a close attention to this tree, like who is related to who and how. In a technical terminology, we call this a DOM tree. The DOM tree is very important and comes in handy when you're working with CSS or JavaScript. This also comes very helpful when you're working on accessibility. The way you build your website affects everyone, including people with disabilities. We will learn more about accessibility in the coming lectures. Let's look at an example of how HTML elements are nested. Here you can see that we have an article tag. Inside that we have a heading tag. Then we have 3 paragraphs, but the third paragraph tag has a nested element called EM tag. This tells the browser that this article is made of 1 heading and 3 paragraphs. Anything that is outside the article tag will still show up in the browser, but the browser will understand that anything outside the article tag is not a part of the article. It's really important where you open and close tags. One of the easiest mistakes all developers do is forget to close the tag. So always remember to close the tag with a closing tag.